Well, we got the contents of Danielle Smith and Francois Legault's correspondence. Unbelievable. I cut out 2 pieces. More news stories, Canadian press here. It's right out to lunch. Their words. Their lunatic words. And folks, I know Canadians right across the board. You think that the Canadian Constitution is somehow your provincial constitution. It isn't. Most of everything that's supposed to be yours is supposed to be codified in a provincial constitution, which you don't have. None of you. From Quebec to Alberta to BC to Nova Scotia, doesn't matter. No province or territory, even though since day one it was called for. Sweeping powers promised to you, the people. A lie to America right after the Civil War. No. Don't fight us. No, we're going to be just like you. The age-old biggest lie about Canada. And your crown politicians, the worst being today, is Danielle Smith and Francois Legault, both of which got, from me, Constitutional Conventions Acts, how to adopt Part 5, Section 58, Provincial Constitutions, a beautiful rundown, how to give you all real property rights and release so much private property from the Crown, of course, the land that they control and own. And some of you have shared the Iron Lady from UK video, where she talks about these are important countries that don't have all this property and the government has most of it are in trouble. She tells you that from the UK, because the UK doesn't have any more Crown land. But certainly Canada is nothing but Crown land, and they control all of it. And that's mostly your premiers who keep all of that away from you. All of so many of your civil and human rights in this country, they keep away from you. Property rights, water rights, all kinds of stuff. Hugely listed in every state constitution of the United States. Hundreds of pages on average. And guess what you have, Canadians, in your provinces? They're called Executive Powers Act, giving the Premier and through Lieutenant Governor unlimited powers, only limited by the judiciary, that now Francois Legault and Danielle Smith are proposing to do away with and give the power to herself and himself over all of you, that they'll decide your charter rights in Canada, even suspend them from upwards of 5 years if they so wish. More, they say, we'll interpret what rights you get in the province, even all those we hold. We'll throw away the charter and we won't listen to any judges, because we'll appoint our own, and they won't have the power to determine what rights you get, limited that you have now. We're taking all that away. It's going to be our legislature, as our autocratic premierships determine through our appointed cabinet. They'll decide on an individual basis whether any Canadian in their province gets said rights or not. Those for thee, but not for me or all of you. That's how it's going to be. We get them, you don't. We determine which of our select few get rights, the rest of you don't. You'll own nothing and be happy. This is the most extreme I've ever seen out of 2 premiers ever in Canadian history on anything I've read. And Danielle Smith is picking out of 42 of Francois Legault's recommendations. She's picking 8 in her letter. 8 that give her unlimited power and control over all her subjects, being a queen in Alberta, and of course he wants to be king in Quebec. This is sick, nutty, doing away with the judicial program, the judicial system, in favor of her legislative system spells doom and disaster And any Albertan who thinks somehow they're going to get some kind of freedom or sovereignty through her act is deluding yourself. You're going to be one of the most autocratic places in all of North America, bar nobody else. In the world, in fact, it'll be hard to find even 5 countries worse than you. You have to go to some pretty extreme Muslim countries. North Korea. Like I said, nobody's ever read the Executive Powers Act. Those are, for all intents and purposes, your provincial constitution. And you have no rights, subjects, none whatsoever. And they list you there in what is proper to them, that you're garbage, you're nothing, you're subject to these divine autocrats with no checks and balances above them. All you have is a federal constitution, very limited, but at least there's a charter that gives you some rights, even though they're not really upheld, because you've seen it. And now Alberta says, and Quebec says, we want to take all of the rights away. We also want to interpret them, not the courts. We're going to decide. We're going to be not only the legislature that makes the laws, we're going to also judge and jury on those laws too, as we see fit. Any country that's done that, or region in the world, it's an absolute disaster. The people are pure-on slaves. They don't even have freedom of movement. They don't even have any kind of property rights. This is what they want for all of you. 2 premiers, 2 nutty premiers who don't even want to do real provincial constitutions or real provincial constitutional conventions. She does not want 51st state. She does not want independence. She wants autocracy. She wants the autonomy, the autocracy that's bestowed upon her through Executive Powers Act, absolute, and take what little rights you have left and take them for herself and her regime. It's scary, folks. I can't even make this up. This weekend I get 1 day off, I think Sunday. I'm going to spend the whole day doing the constitutional acts of Canada entirely, blowing apart Illusionist Canada, Myth is Canada, doing away with all of that and all the lies. We're going to go through it page by page in its entirety. I think it'll take me about 6 hours, and we're going to do all province and territories Executive Powers Acts. We're going to go through all of them, so you know what you are, you know what you live in, and you know the enemies that are all parties. Look at Francois, Legault, and Danielle Smith. These are lunatics, nutcases, and we're conservative. Yeah, right. You're autocratic dictators. Call it liberal, NDP, conservative, green bloc. Does not matter. It's all absolute hooey, hogwash, and it's all about how hard I can beat the slaves, how much power and authority I can have over people. That's my video. Share. Get it out there. The link's in the title of this. Undeniable.